Have you ever made swings where you feel like your arms stuck on your chest in the downswing? Or even that feeling that as your club's approaching the ball, as you swing down, you feel like you're stuck. So there's different terms for it. If you have, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Peter Knight. I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you become the best golfer you can. And if during the video you like it, then click the subscribe button, give it a like, share it with a friend, or do all the above. I've been coaching for 40 years and producing videos on an almost weekly basis to help you with your golf. So let's have a look today, first of all, at what causes this feeling of being stuck and also what we can do about it. Now, it's mostly to do with what's happening with the left arm. Now, when I swing the club back, or actually we'll go back a step at address, you can see my left arm or left hand is it's not in the middle of my body, it's a little bit forward of the center line of my body. So one way of describing that is to say my arm's in front of my chest, or both arms at address are in front of my body. If I go back to the top of the swing and come back to square again, then we can see that my arms have lifted a little bit and moved across the other side of my body. So they have moved from where they were in relation to my body at address, but not a whole lot. So as the club's gone back, they have lifted and moved across. But essentially, even at this point here, my arms are still in front of my body. Now in the downswing, one of the causes of this feeling of getting stuck is that if I rotate my hips too much too early, my arms haven't kept up. So now in relation to my body, my hands and arms are a long way beside my body. And if we have a look from down the line, if I make that same movement again, as I swing down, now my right arm is too far back behind my body. But again, I can consider that movement being an issue with the left arm. And it may be for some golfers that it is the right arm, but for today, we'll treat it as if it's a left arm issue, and also looking at what we can do about it. The other thing is if my arms are too passive. Now, we don't want tension with the arms. We don't want them to be really tight during the swing, because that's going to lead to things like arms being bent and all sorts of other problems sequencing the motion. But we don't want totally passive arms either, because if they're totally passive, then again, my arm is going to tend to get stuck across my chest, and that's going to impede my ability to hit the ball well. So here's a couple of things we can do. The first drill I want to show you was shown to me by a biomechanist friend, Ryan Lumsden. And if you can check out any of Ryan's stuff on golf, it's amazing, really helpful for coaches like me and also for players like you. Now, the way this drill works, we'll go through it. When I set myself up, my left palm is facing down. My right palm is facing up on the grip, and my arms are at about right angles to my body. So I haven't got my arms spread wide, nor have I got my hands really close together. So they're about right angles to my spine. I'm in golf posture here, and my arms are quite relaxed. Even though I'm holding the club up, there's no extra tension in my arms. Now, the first part of this movement is to make a short backswing. When I make that short backswing, I'm going to keep the shaft parallel with my chest. So as I make that rotational movement, virtually no lower body movement, and as the club swings back, it stayed back parallel to my chest. And looking from the side, you can see that the shaft is also swinging on an angled path, so it's not going straight up or straight around behind me. The second part, and this is the important part, is that from the end of the backswing there, what I want to do is return the shaft to where it was at the beginning fairly quickly, and then stop suddenly. So it looks like this. Swing the club back to here, and then from there, I'm going to swing the club back to where it was to start with. Back to here, and work and bring it back. Now, when I do that, I can actually feel my body stabilizing, so I can feel my core doing some work. My arms are doing most of the work, but you can see my upper body is still moving as well. And again, I'm keeping the shaft parallel to my body. Now, a couple of things about this. The benefit of this in your golf swing, one is that it stops that left arm getting stuck against your chest. So from here, if I'm mimicking that same movement, as the club swings down, for the moment, I've got more emphasis on my arms than my body, but my body is still turning. And then at that point where my arms get close to the ball, they'll slow, and that causes momentum to transfer to the club head. So as the club's swinging down, my arms will slow, and that will allow the club to keep going. Exactly the same as if I was to make a swing, block my left arm with my right hand, then the club would actually flip. I didn't mean to hit that ball then. The club would actually flip. Just one movement, one arm stops or one lever stops and the rest keeps going. Same thing happens in the golf swing. So now, if I have that sensation of when the club swings down, I'm mimicking the movement that I showed you with the drill. The only difference is that I'm not doing it as suddenly, and I'm not rushing down as fast, but I'm still keeping my arms, the feeling of keeping my arms in front of my body. I may even need to keep the So from there we can see with that movement that my arms and body still work together, even though I had the feeling of my arms doing a little bit more work. Practice that. If you find that is the cause of your arms feeling like they're being stuck, then see how you go with this. Do it over a period of time so that you can get the feeling of the movement, and then notice what happens to your shot ability, control and distance.